Apex developers, welcome back to our videos, and today let's get right to it. I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. We're going to do a rather complicated page that only has 3 elements, but to make these elements work together it's a bit complicated. Now I'm going to show you exactly what it is that I'm going to do first, and then let me assure you that in my blog I am going to put the code that I use for this particular page so that you can follow it step by step. Because believe me, even I, who wrote this application, I missed a couple of little things here and there, and I nearly pulled my hair by the roots. But once you know what to look for, it's fairly simple. I mean, you know, it's not simple when you first get started with Apex, but it does get simpler as time goes on. And look, this is the reality of Apex. Some of the stuff that it does that you need to learn how to do are not simple to do. They take a lot of steps, but that's just the way it is, and we simply have to accept that and move forward and learn. So here we go. We have a page that is working with 2 tables. One table has the names for all the countries, and the other table is empty. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this drop-down list to hold all of the countries' names. Then we're going to use this add button to save it into a second table, and we're going to display it. Very, very simple, right? Of course it is. Here we go. We're going to choose Afghanistan. We're going to hit a button. It's going to think, and boom. It gave me Afghanistan. We're going to choose Albania. I'm going to add button. It's going to think. Boom. It's going to give me Albania. I'm going to click on this delete button. It's going to give me a confirmation, and then it's going to give me something that I built here to make sure that I was actually passing a value, because I was having problems getting this value to pass. Hit OK. It deletes. Click that for the Afghanistan. Hit OK. And deletes. Okay. So that's what we're going to work on. Let's get into the nuts and bolts, and I'm going to show you the completed page first, and then we're going to go step by step and create a brand new one from scratch. So we'll see how this goes. First of all, the databases. There's one database that I use, and if you come over here to your utilities and you go to sample databases, if you install countries, it's going to install several tables with the information that we need. That's item number 1. You need that. Item number 2, let's close out of this. We're going to need a table called, let's see, is it here? Yep, it's here. A table called vlog country. And vlog for a video log, all it's got is 2 columns. It's got column, it's kind of slow today. An ID column with a number and country name with a varchar of 200. Okay, that's it. Very simple table, and of course it is empty. So what we do here is the first thing we do after we create the page is add a classic report. Okay, and the classic report, we point it to the table vlog country. That's going to give us two columns to display. I pull column ID down to the bottom because that's going to show on the right hand side, and it's going to show my delete. Next, we go into column ID into the HTML expressions of the column formatting, and we add the following code. Again, I'm going to provide all of this to you so you can follow step by step and use it for a future reference. The key element here is this right here. This is the jQuery name for that button. And we're going to use jQuery to call that button. All right? So, after we get that, the next thing we do is we are going to create a list. And that list is going to go to the EBA countries table, which is the table that has the names of all the countries. It is the one that you will download from Apex, and it will you'll use that for the names. Next, we're going to use a button, and that button is going to have a dynamic action. And that dynamic action, a click button, add button, is the button that is pointing to, which is this one. That dynamic action is going to have two elements, two true elements. The first one is the execute server side, which is going to add, it's going to create a variable, select the name it's going to do a search for a name of the country from the table, EBA countries. It's going to put it into the variable where country ID is P2 new, which is this value, the value from the drop-down list. And then we're going to do an insert into our vlog country table, the one that only has two columns. We're going to enter the country name, and for that we're going to pass the value from right here that we saved it to. Okay? Fairly simple. Next step, we are going to do a refresh for the region. And if you don't know by now, regions are the reports. Reports fall under quote-unquote regions. So the add countries, so that's the region that we're talking about right there. That takes care of that. Next, we're going to create a delete action for a click event. Well, it's got a dynamic in scope and type immediate for a click event from a jQuery selector call .cc-delete-btn, which is, I told you, that's the name of the button that we put in the ID column of the grid. You got to make sure you put that dot there because I did not, and it took me a while to delete it, to figure out, to debug it. So I'm going to comment this exception, which is just an alert, what I was using to debug. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give it a confirm action in the true area. We're going to give it a message of, are you sure you want to delete? And we're going to give it the style of danger. We're going to give it some icon, and you can select icons by clicking on this. You can select from that list. And then my confirm button is called delete, and my cancel button is called cancel. That's all you have to do there. Now, we're going to set the jQuery button. Oh, I did forget to tell you one more thing. Sorry, we'll go back to this real quick, to the rendering area. I created a text field, a hidden text field called P2_hidden_field. Because we use that here. We are going to we're going to set the value from the button ID, and we're going to assign it to the P2 field. So here's where we get the data, and here's where we assign it to the P2 field. Again, this is JavaScript. So it's very important that you're very careful to follow the correct case in spaces and dots and all that, because as you know, if you've done this before, JavaScript is very sensitive to that kind of stuff. All right, so at this point we have loaded the value from the table, from the row, into a hidden field, and now we're going to use that hidden field to delete from the vlog table. So essentially we're passing here the ID of that row, or not the row, but the ID value of the row of vlog country, and we're doing a delete. So it's very simple. And then finally we do a refresh of the add countries grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, 2 dynamic actions with about 6 true actions. So there's quite a bit of stuff to do. Certainly it's not easy, not simple. It's fairly easy, but it's not simple. So let's go ahead and let's create our own new page. So we're going to save this. Go to here, we're going to create a page. It's going to have a classic report. And I am going to cheat because I already have I have a cheat sheet here that I'm going to, we're going to call this country. What did we call that before? I should probably kind of stick with the same. Let me see what give me a moment, guys and girls, so that I can figure out what the name of that yeah, let's try it. Let's start again. So I want to keep the same name, so that it's called add countries. I'm going to copy that. All right, so let's start again. We're going to create a page. We're going to call it add countries 2. I am going to say that, okay, so we're going to go and we're just going to show everything that's in the table. So we're going to come down here to the vlog country table, boom. This should give us a grid with no button and a vlog country table, right? Right. Okay, we hit create. And now we start working in the magic. So we have 2 values, two columns to display, and a grid. So that grid is reading from vlog country table, and dumping all of the data from there. So now we will start by adding to the body a select one list. And I am going to take my code, which I'm going to provide to you. For my list of values, we're going to select a SQL query and put our code in there. Verify that it works. It works. And that pretty much takes care of that. Okay. Now we're going to move it up to there. I am going to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to, instead of leaving it in column span automatic, I'm going to do two columns so that it's slightly smaller rather than go all the way across the page. In case you're not aware of it, there are 12 columns in every page, and I'm choosing to show this within 2. Okay. Let's go ahead and make this a regular plain text field. We don't have to yet, but we will. All right. If I display this, I'm going to have a drop-down list with all of my countries and a blank text, blank grid because there's nothing inside of that table. All right, next we are going to create a button, and we are going to name that button Add Button. Okay. And we are going to, so if we save this, just so that you guys see what's going on, I'm going to show you something that I have not yet done, but that you need to do in order to manage this a little bit better, make it look better. If I hit select or refresh, sorry, the button falls underneath this, and it's kind of skinny. So let's fix that. First of all, we're going to go to the button and we're going to say, do not start a new row. So what that's going to do, it's going to put the button next to my drop-down list. Ah, darn it. Click too quickly. Okay, and hit save, and I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, but see, it looks really ugly. It's higher than this is an ugly looking button. So the first thing I am going to do is make this a bigger button. How do you do that? Well, you come over here, you click on your template defaults, and you tell it, give me the large button. And let's see how that changes the button. Okay, I made it bigger, looks better, but it's still way too high, right? So how do we fix that? We go back to the templates, and spacing from the top, large. And there we go. That looks really good. That looks much better. But still, if you click on it, if you select something here and you click on it, nothing is happening, right? Because we haven't wired anything for it. So we're going to go to the first direct action and I'm going to cheat here again. I will provide you with the code, so don't worry. I'm not going to do something that I'm not going to help you with. So we're going to add dynamic. We're going to call this DA for dynamic action. Button add, just so that we can track what it is that we're doing. And we're going to go to the first true section, and this is going to be SQL. Oof. Now that insert with SQL. So if we do that, the first thing we're going to do is server side, and we're going to take our code and paste it here. This is from my other page, and my other page was page 2. So all my elements are going to be page 8. So that's really the only thing that I need to change. By the way, this is page 8 new, this is page 8 new, so it's taking the value from there, the ID, and it's going to pass it into this particular variable, and then we're going to use we're going to use that value here, the variable, and we're going to insert into the vlog country. Okay. And how do I get the ID? Well, that's really critical. You need to know this. Anytime that you have a list, the first you can only have 2 columns returned, and the first column is always going to be your label of what's going to show, and your other column is going to be your data. That usually in most databases you would have an ID associated with that in the table associated with that value. In this case, in the EBA countries, the name is what we display. The ID is the row ID. Okay, so we do have an error. Let's see what it is. Invalid identifier. Oh, because EBA countries may have a slightly it is the country ID. Okay, that's the primary key. So we're going to come over here and we're going to do country underscore ID. Check it to make sure that it's good. Okay, and I am going to take this and update my notes that I am going to use to give you so that you don't have to do what I just did. All right, so that takes care of the inserting into the vlogs table. But if we were to just do that, the grid has not been refreshed, so it doesn't know that something has been entered. So here we're going to create another true action. It is going to be a refresh action. Refresh, so I can refresh the grid. And we are going to select the region because a grid is a region. It is a report, a grid, and a region are all the same things. And this one is add countries too. Okay, so now if we save it, we have added a button, added a dynamic action to the button. That dynamic action takes the ID from this list and inserts, does a search in the database of countries for the name, and then inserts it into the vlog countries. And then we refresh the grid. What do we have? Did it work? That's the big question, isn't it? Did it work? It did work. Look at that. Okay, so we are adding countries. Or are we? They're all the same country. Interesting. Why is that happening? Well, we need to go and look at our code and see what's going on. Country ID, PA new, v country, name. And if we look at the table, oops, that's the wrong table. If we look at our table, it gave us the wrong country. It's like it's saving the so we have this P8 new. There's nothing wrong with this code, is there? Certainly not. Name and country ID. So if we were to take this and test it, we get the right stuff. So I'm telling you, this has given me more trouble today than ever before, and I don't understand it. I've done this before often. It's got to be in here somehow. We are PA new. Oh. It's very important that you submit your item. So we want to make sure that PA new is submitted, I believe. Let's test it, see if it works. Okay. If we add Albania, there we go. So that's not the first time that that has caught me by surprise. Here's what's happening. In order for this value to really exist in the query, you have to put it in this box. And if we had more fields, this box will be full with more fields. So just make sure that whatever it is you're trying to pass here is also here. Okay? All right. Now we are going to the next step, which is we have to create a hidden field. And I want to make sure that I get the right name for the field. So we're going to call it, and this doesn't matter where it goes because it is a hidden field. So PA hidden underscore field. Okay, and it's just a text field. Well, it's a hidden text field. Okay? So with that in our hands, we are ready for the next and more complicated steps. All right. If you look at this, we're seeing the ID and we're seeing the country name. What we want is a button, and we're going to use this ID here to drive our button event when we click on it. So to do that, we go to the button and we find, again, I am providing this code to you, so please make sure you use the code correctly, and because man, it is a headache if it's not pasted correctly. We are putting this bit of code where we're telling it that we are going to name this button cc-delete-button, btn. Okay? And then we're adding some icons and some colors and some other stuff to make it look pretty. So if we add that to it, with just adding that, if we save it, here's what we get now. Obviously, nothing happens when you click on it, but that is what we get. Okay. One thing that I don't like is I don't like having the button on this side, like having it on the right side. So I'm going to move it over here, save that, and we're going to display it again. And now it's on this side again. Nothing is happening. We haven't wired anything up to it. All right. So now we're going to, that button is not really a button. It's got an HTML expression that makes it into a button, and it's got a class, a button. But in order to make it work, we have to come to dynamic actions, create a new dynamic action, and let me make sure that I do this correctly for you. And we're going to call this action delete from, oops. By the way, that's the page search tool. That's not what I want. Delete. Delete the 8. And it is going to be I believe it's here that we dynamic. It's going to be a click event with a jQuery selector. And that jQuery selector is going to be .cc -delete -btn, which I believe it is .delete btn. Yep. Let me grab it from my code here, just to make sure. Make sure that there is a dot at the beginning of that name. Otherwise, it will drive you bunkers. Okay. So, jQuery selector button. All right. Next, on to I wonder why I didn't take it. Oh, are we here? Okay. Next, we're going to ask, are you sure you want to delete? And that is a confirm action. So our first true action is going to be a confirm action. We're going to come here to confirm. Confirmation, only one T, and we're going to say, do that. And next, we are going to The style is going to be danger. The icon is going to be this silly icon here. And it's going to be delete and cancel. And that is that you need for that. Now, we're going to assign, oh, dang it, same thing all over again. Assign hidden field value. Really, that should read into hidden field value, into hidden field. So again, this is one of those that you have to be rather careful with your code. In fact, let me grab my code here. In fact, I'm going to grab it. All right, so it's not a show, it is an execute JavaScript, and our code's going to go here, and it is, we are on page 8, fix that. Okay, so we have to do there, and what this is doing is, I told you before, we're taking the ID value from the table that's being passed via the jQuery, and we're passing it on to this hidden field, the P8 hidden field. Okay, and next we're going to have a create true action, where we're going to do a delete, and that is going to be a, that is going to be a PL SQL call somewhere. Execute, server side. P8. And what this is doing is it's going to the vlog country table, taking the ID that we passed via the hidden field and deleting it. Fairly simple. And then we are going to have a refresh. A refresh of the grid. And that's a region, and we only have one really real grid. So I'm not a betting man, but I'm sure that I messed up something here. So, which is good and bad. It's bad that I messed it up because I fat fingered it, but it's good in the fact that you get to experience some debugging if, in fact, I mess something up. So I'm going to click on this. I got the delete confirmation, and nothing happened. So, good. I'm kind of glad that we are going through this. You can see a debugging, how to maybe debug. Okay, so let's eliminate possibilities where the problem could be. It's not going to be in your confirm. and it's not going to be in your refresh. So it's only going to be possibly in 2 places, right? Because we can verify that we have the same number of elements here as we have here. So nothing has been deleted. Now, most likely, this is the culprit right here. Somehow we're not passing the hidden element. In fact, I can tell you that I see my problem. I didn't tell it what to delete. It's there, but that's almost like a placeholder. You have to pass this in order for that to be used in your delete statement. So that's certainly one problem. Let's take a look and see what we've got. We refresh this. Well, we're still not deleting. So that means that our problem now is in the JavaScript, which, oh my gosh, I hate debugging JavaScript. But what are you going to do? First of all, let's go to the rendering, make sure that that we're passing the correct name. And I believe we are. Everything seems to be correct. CC delete button. I'm going to copy that. Close this. I'm going to go back to my dynamic actions. The only place where it's called is right here. So let's see what we've got. Well, I misspoke. It's called here. And it's quick, jQuery selector of that, dynamic, intermediate, and for whatever reasons. That's just the spelling. Okay. So I know we're passing the right thing. Do we have a problem here? Oh, let's see. Well, let's take a look at the one that works. And we're going to grab it from here. And then we're going to go to Add Countries to, page 8. Going to the delete. To that. We're going to open it up. I want to see if there's anything that jumps at me as being incorrect. Seems correct to me. Okay. So is a P8 hidden field, and maybe I'm just not passing the right thing. Let's see. P8 hidden field, that's the name. I'm going to grab that. Oops. Son. All right, let's Let's see. We're still not deleting. Okay, well, the next thing that we can do is try to figure out if we have are we passing the right stuff? We're gonna go to the application. We're gonna add countries. I'm going to steal this code. Come back to page 8. And I'm going to create a true action that is a JavaScript code. I'm going to put it right there. 8. Let's see what happens. Oh, we have a problem with our refresh. That's what we've got. Somehow we're not. Well, there we go. Should be refresh, not show. Okay. So now if we come over here and we refresh it, and we add American Samoa, and we delete it, we're getting that value, it's getting refreshed, and that, my friends, works. I am sorry and I am glad that I had actually bugs in my code, because hopefully that shows you, that helps you, the beginning Apex developer, for which this tutorial is for, to figure out how to look around for issues and problems. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did, and see you in the next video. I wanted to let you know about one more source of information that you can use, and that is my Apex Field Notes blog, which is, you can find it under learningapex.blogspot.com, and I'll add the link in the comments, or in the notes of the video. But there are over 400 entries that I'm aware of, and this is what I do when I run into a problem or when I resolve a problem. I create notes so that I can remember what it is that I did, and I put it into a blog. And I'm not sure how useful it is to other people. There's some controversy around that, at least in my mind. But hey, you know what? It is free, it is useful, it is chock full of information that I think is useful because I use it. So there you go, learningapex.blogspot.com. Hey, if my videos are helping you in any way, shape, or form, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, and go ahead and register, subscribe to our page. You will be helping me and helping others find solutions about Oracle Apex. Thanks a lot.